Good morning. Today, I flipped to, in the Bizarre Truths book, Bizarre Truths about History's Mysteries. So let's do that today. And page 514, Dread Pirates of History and Their Fates. When did piracy begin? Probably 15 minutes after the first ancient meeting of two river canoes. From the European perspective, the golden age of piracy began around AD 1660. By 1730, the problem was largely under control. Here are some of the most notorious rascals of this era, plus noteworthy pirates from other times. JT. Not Justin Timberlake, John Taylor. John Taylor was English. Taylor earned his fame capturing the Portuguese Carac, Nossa Senhora do Cabo in 1721. It was one of the richest prizes of its time, carrying diamonds and other portable loot. No idiot, Taylor then bought a pardon in Panama, where he likely retired wealthy. Okay? Blackbeard. Now this one I've heard of before. Okay. Blackbeard Edward Teach. Also English. The infamous Blackbeard was a full-time drunkard who terrorized the Carolina coast, racking up captures and loot. But it wasn't all about money and rum. He once raided Charleston and took hostages until townsfolk gave him much-needed medicine for his venereal disease. Let me read that again. Blackbeard once raided Charleston and took hostages until townsfolk gave him much-needed medicine for his venereal disease. This was, I don't know when. However, in 1718, the Royal Navy ran down and killed Blackbeard just off Ocracoke Island. I swear to God, I'm reading this in verbatim. I'm not making this up. I swear to God. The next pirate is Thomas II, English. Damn, they're all English. Pretty much, okay? Thomas II, English. His 1692 to 94 Indian Ocean rampage made II rich enough to retire in New York under the protection of his friend Governor Benjamin Fletcher. In 1695, his former crew talked him into one more voyage to raid Mogul, Moghul, ships. Piracy was a little like gambling. Most people lose and winners should probably quit. II didn't, and in 1695 he was disemboweled by cannon fire. In his next life he probably had stomach cancer or pancreatic cancer. Alright. John David No. Okay, here's one. This is a French pirate. Oh, listen. John David No, French, also known as Francois Lenays No. Francois Lenays No was a psycho in a sick line of work. They using way different terminology, ain't they, for the French than they did for the English. Biased much? No widowed prisoners with his cutlass, once allegedly eating a beating heart. Let us all thank the native Central Americans for tearing him apart alive in 1668. He's probably prejudiced against Mexicans to this day. In his next life, he's racist against Mexicans. Moving on, as Juice would say. If you haven't checked out For the Love of Juice, you should check out For the Love of Juice. She's hilarious. Alright, so next one is Calico Jack Rackham, Anne Bonny, and Mary Read. Alright, now we got some women in the mix. English, Irish, and English. This is weird because back in the day, the Irish and the English couldn't stand each other, and the English tried to completely genocide the Irish back in the day. So let's see. The fancy dressing Rackham got his buccaneering start under the notorious Charles Vane, whom he soon deposed in a mutiny. Rackham fell in love with Anne Bonny, who was stuck in an unhappy marriage in the Bahamas. In the Bahamas, huh? And Bahamas just got hit by Dorian. They eloped and began a new piratical career aboard the sloop Revenge, where Bonnie's hard-living, hard-fighting style earned her respect in a male-dominated business. Anne soon discovered another incognita in men's clothing, Mary Read, who became her close friend and peer in the arts of fighting, swearing, and drinking. When pirate hunter Jonathan Barnett caught up with the Revenge in 1720, Read and Bonny were among the few crew members sober and brave enough to fight. As Rackham was marched off to hang, Bonny showed her contempt for him. If you fought like a man, you needn't hang like a dog. One suspects that history has omitted a volley or two of choice profanities. Both women escaped Calico Jack's fate by revealing their pregnancies to the court. In 1721, Reed died amid disgusting jail conditions, but Bonny was most likely ransomed by her father. So Anne Bonny was Irish, Mary Read was English. Okay, Charles Vane, English. When the reformer Woodes Rogers showed up to clean out the Caribbean pirates' favorite lair, New Providence, now Nassau, the wily Vane was the only captain to reject the proffered amnesty. He kept marauding, losing ships and gaining them, until his luck and cunning finally ran out. He was captured and hanged in, I would have put hung, but they got hanged in 1720. Edward Lowe, English. Lowe was hideously scarred by a cutlass slash to the jaw, but the tortures he inflicted upon others would have nauseated a Stalin-era KGB interrogator. It said that he once forced a man to eat his own severed ears with salt. That's just gross. According to some sources, he was last seen running from a Royal Navy warship. Good thinking on his part, given his record. It is believed he was hanged by the French after 1723. The next one is, and I'm going to be brief about these ones because I'm bored already. But anyway, I just thought I'd cover this. It's interesting, but not really. So we've got a Welsh pirate, Sir Henry Morgan. I don't know Lucy Lou. A Welsh pirate, Sir Henry Morgan. Spain was the dominant colonial power in the Americas, shipping home gold and silver. Oh God, it just makes me sick. Morgan served English foreign interests by raising merry hell with Spanish shipping and colonial interests. He was rewarded with a knighthood and a governorship. He died a wealthy man, succumbing to dropsy or liver failure in 1688. Olivier Lavassieur, French, the Buzzard, collaborated with John Taylor, there's JT again, and actually wore an eye patch. Unlike Taylor, though, God, they still talking about Tupac. Can that man rest in peace? Okay, and here I am reading about dead pirates. Crazy. Okay, Olivia Lavassieur, French, the Buzzard, collaborated with JT and actually wore an eye patch. Unlike Taylor, though, Lavassieur didn't quit while he was ahead, but kept up his piratical career until his capture by French authorities at Madagascar, 1730. He was hanged. Granny Ni Mahile, Irish, aka Grace O'Malley. Rebel, seagoing racketeer, admiral. She was all these and more, engaging in piracy to champion the Irish cause against England. See? That's why I find it very interesting that this Irish-English trio were together, because that was not heard of back in the day, baby. So, Grace O'Malley, she engaged in piracy to champion the Irish cause against the English. Grace didn't even kowtow to Queen Elizabeth I, though she did visit for tea and chit-chat. She died of old age in 1603, although they don't say what age that was, okay. Howell Davis, Welsh. This sneaky rogue once captured 2 ships in one encounter. After the first catch, he forced the captives to brandish weapons at the second, inflating his apparent numbers. Davis was planning to seize a Portuguese island governor when the local militia recognized him and shot him in an ambush in 1719. Rachel Smith Wall, American. She turned pirate when her husband George likely prizes with convincing distress cries. After George drowned in a storm, Rachel forsook the sea for petty thieving along the Boston docks. In 1789, she was arrested for trying to steal a woman's bonnet and was then accused of murdering a sailor. She stood trial, confessed to piracy, and was hanged. Xing Yi So, Chinese, aka Qing Shi. Hundreds of pirate ships sail the Chinese coast under her command. That's right, her command. Although rare in piracy, she enforced strict rules, notably a prohibition on rape. Her fleet so dominated the coast that in some places it functioned as a government. Xing quit while she was ahead, swapping her fleet for a pardon. She died of natural causes in 1844. Not bad. I'm glad I read it. I love this book. It didn't start out too interesting, but it ended up very interesting. I like it. What do you think? Today is the 14th of September. It is a Pisces full moon tonight. Yeah. I thought I'd leave it up to wherever I drop in the book. It's, it's a pretty thick book. I really like this book. If you ever get a chance to get a copy of it, then we can read it together. You can follow along with me in the book as I read different things. I always notate the page number so that in case you get your copy, you can also read it with me. All right? All right. So, if you get a chance, what's the prescription for today? To get into a natural water source tonight at dusk. I think true, moon people will be doing this as soon as the full moon hits, which will not be me. Another thing is getting into these waterways. I think is very nasty because I think that they are just teeming with bacteria. Again, I'm in King County. These waters are nasty. Okay. Nasty. Gross. So the other suggestion is to clean out your tub really good and to get in your tub and submerge yourself. To draw energy and power from the water because it is a Pisces full moon. So that sounds more like what I might do. But what I want to do is completely exfoliate and clean really good. Clean the tub all out. Then run a bath and anoint the bath. And I don't have no candles. Oh, well, I actually do. So I guess I could bring my candles. And just bringing the energy of Neptune and the peace and serenity and power and ferociousness of the water. Water is very powerful. It's very powerful. And its emotions, it represents people. There's all types of miraculous things that happen in water, from water sprites to tidal waves, tsunamis, to the great unknown of our depth of our waters. And tonight is a great time for rebirth because that's how we all come here, through amniotic fluid. Not all of us, because I know I had dry birth. Which I think may be a symbol of what's wrong with my kids and my family. That dry births run in the family, and you really need that amniotic fluid. The more amniotic fluid, the better. So, without the amniotic fluid, the child tends to be super duper sensitive. Their feelings being just really raw. It's not good. But that's the way psychics, mediums, and other spirit people are made. Those dry births. And sometimes the ability to be able to see drives you insane. And it has done for most of the people in my family. And I really believe that the reason why it hasn't did me is because for some reason I got special dispensation. I was of dry birth as well, but along the way, things happen. Did I see things? Yes. Did I feel things? Yes. But so much abuse was done to me that other angels were sent to give me a special dispensation, and I'm grateful for that. And that's why I'm in my right mind today. And when other people who are just hell bent on causing problems for me, I'm able to resist them. I'm able to resist them, and I don't allow my ability to turn inward. That's why I don't smoke weed. I wouldn't even dare try it. I wouldn't even dare try it because it's not for a person like me. I don't need weed. I don't need any kind of drugs, because a lot of artists use them to help with their gifts. I don't need that. I got an alert, so that means I gotta go. This is one thing about me. I get distracted easily. I will get distracted easily. That's why I put stuff on my calendar to remind me of what it is that I need to do. Time just doesn't matter to me, and I will get distracted and go off on a tangent and just be out there. But that's why calendaring is very important. Put your stuff down on the calendar, where you need to go, where you need to be, and stuff like that. That way your notifications will come up to redirect you when you off task, which is what I am. All right, I will see you later. Enjoy the full moon tonight. Let me know how it invigorates you and energizes you. I so need this right now. I so need this full moon right now with this energy, because even though I'm doing really well, I really want, there's these other things that I really want to do, and I started on that this morning, and I'm hoping to really push for what it is that I want to be happening for myself going forward. Light a candle for me and my intentions, and I will do the same for you. Till tomorrow. Bye.